Welcome to episode 1457 of the Multifamily Collective. Today, let's talk about why it is important to promote a learning culture in your organization. Now, I don't think that this just applies to multifamily. I think it applies across industry, across any business that you might be participating in and or you're aware of as it relates to doing commerce out in the world. So, why is it important? I think first and foremost, if you are not growing yourself, and if you're not growing your team members, then as the old saying goes, you are dying. If you're not growing, you're dying. And so I think it's important as it relates to growing yourself up individually, but those individual growth opportunities and experiences, when you put them together in a collective and you have an organization that is learning together and you have an opportunity to move upstream as it relates to intellect, resource, skills, etc., you really do put your company at a competitive advantage. So, second thing I would say is that it really does allow you the opportunity to promote and market your culture as it relates to bringing people into the culture. So, attracting new team members to your company is incumbent upon, at least in part, by the educational opportunities and experience that you present to a potential employee. So, third thing I would say is on the heels of attraction, once you bring somebody into the fold of your organization, you want them to feel enabled and engaged and satisfied. So it leads to retention, right? Learning and development in your organization, a learning culture in your organization promotes satisfaction and ultimately retention. The other thing I would say is really probably one of the chief aims of learning in your organization is to create a bench, right? People who, when opportunity presents itself, are there and they're ready to be promoted into bigger areas of responsibility. So, learning culture is important as it relates to promotion. The other thing is productivity. When you upskill and reskill people in your organization, certainly related to things that are happening in the marketplace or things that need to be mainstays in your organization, when you teach people how to do things correctly and efficiently, you really do promote activity or productivity in your organization. So it's important to have a learning culture for productivity reasons. The other thing is that it creates an opportunity for your organization. And this is the final thing, it really does create an opportunity to be nimble and agile as you move through business cycles. So when the business cycle changed, let's call that a catalyst in the marketplace, a catalyst in the business environment gives cause for potentially different outcomes or swifter outcomes or less swift outcomes. But there's a catalyst that happens when you have a culture that is predicated around learning. People learn how to adapt very quickly, or they're nimble and agile when something like that happens in your business climate, right? Let's use COVID is probably the best example for this. For all the bad that happened as a result of that, COVID really did prompt a nimble and agile response to the way that we got business done. So virtual leasing, self shows, self directed opportunities in the organization, all of those things came to be in part. A lot of them were happening already, but they were really accelerated when COVID happened. So people who had a culture that is predicated on learning were able to adapt very quickly. They were very nimble, they were very agile, and they were able to keep their business going in the midst of that happening. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.